Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivam, Shivaham, Om Mani Padme Hum. Welcome to another Satsang with your host Chuck the Yogi from the Yogi Cave, as we continue to explore the subtle genius of Naropa up in the Tibetan plateau. Let's go to Clear Light Yoga. Eventually, to outshine the 10th stage and achieve the great purpose, the great work, as it's called, magnum opus in Latin, and especially to separate the clear light from the darkness of ignorance, cultivate the yogic methods and engage in the four samadhis. So in Buddhism, there's different stages of samadhi. The essential ones are savikalpa, nirvikalpa, which I've explained before. And each system, whether Buddhist or Indian or what have you, have different ways of classifying them. And behold, the sacred drop no longer is held by the three psychic poisons. So there's this interesting concept in China of having three worms in different parts of the body that pretty much are devil's advocates, but the opposite, where they say everything that you did wrong in your life to the celestial emperor. And so when you die, that's kind of like a last judgment, and it's the three worms inside of you that kind of give out that judgment. So it's kind of like a variation of the same thing. So the sacred drop, again, is the bindu, is the tears of Ra that come from the third eye. One holds to a place between sleep and the conceptual dream state, and integrates the four stages and the blendings of both day and night practice. So again, it gets to a point where the yogi is just doing humming 24/7, that cold fusion. An inexpressible, unhindered experience of clear light arises, which is the innate wisdom free from grasping at luminosity and emptiness. So there's no grasping. And there's this samarasa, this state, where it doesn't matter what highs or what lows you're going through, it's just steady Freddy. One trains in this beyond conceptuality mind and beholds the great Mahamudra itself. As my Zen Roshi master always said, no sinking, because he was Japanese, so he can pronounce the TH. But it was always that state of no thinking, just being. Obviously, you think it's like an instrument that you use to get around, but the problem is that we identify ourselves with that instrument, and we think we are that instrument. And the yogis say, no, that's just one aspect of you that you let go when you leave the shell, the mortal shell. Consciousness Transference Yoga. In the Goldmaker method of consciousness transference, by which Buddhahood is achieved without meditation, wait for the signs of death to occur, and then place the mind in a state of joy and non-grasping. Now, I'm gonna avoid the more sensational aspects of this, but just think about this also when a person is about to pass away, and the usefulness of this technique and finding a way out of the bardo state and into the beyond the playground. Place the mind in a state of joy and non-grasping. Close the 9 passageways, which are the apertures that expose you to the outside world, to the playground. Apply the tantric substances, which are the internal substances that you produce as you advance in tantra, and adorn the practice with spiritual aspirations. Energy and mind are brought together with Hum and Avaduti, the Shushumna, the central channel. And the mantra Ksha radiates, Sa in India. Mind is thrown out of the body by the path of the Brahma or aperture, the Brahmarandana, and is projected to the Guru's Dharmakaya and then to the Buddha field. And again, the Buddha field is just a place to do advanced practice, kind of like a different kind of bardo state, but one that doesn't have any obstructions of any kind. Forceful projection yoga. Especially in the practice of forceful projection to another residence, wherein one changes one's body like a snake shedding its skin. Take control of energies in mind, make firm the generation completion stage yogas, and throw consciousness in the form of a mantric syllable into a corpse that is free from faults. So the mantric syllable is supposed to be used as a projection of consciousness. It's like a vahana, right, or merkaba, as it's said in the Kabbalah, and it's used to project intent. Throw consciousness in the form of a mantric syllable into a corpse that is free from faults. For both these transference methods, the yogi must know well time, place, substance required, and principles involved. I'm not getting into details about all that, but it's the principle that counts, of using the mantra as a projection of one's intent. Karma Mudra Yoga. A practitioner who is free from doubts and who wishes to engage in vast activities for the benefit of the world should seek the great bliss, which is the secret of the Dakinis. You should rely on a mudra who is between the ages of 16 and 25. A diamond-like yogini qualified for the tantric sexual practices, such as the lotus-like, antelope-like, or conch shell-like. So there's just different potential dakinis for the Mahamudra practice, which I'm not going to get into. But again, it's not about going out there and whoring or anything like that. It's about really taking the energies that are developed in these practices and taking them somewhere else, to some other state, such as a lotus-like, antelope-like, conch-like. These are just different body types. Fortunate practitioner who is the Aharuka Chakra Samvara, which is the archetype that is used for these practices, should, without grasping at duality, seek her sexual embrace and sport in both worldly and beyond worldly delight. The drop that descends to be retained, reversed, and diffused to the appropriate sites. So that's the purpose of it. This diffusion is to be done pervasively, an eagle drinking the essence, like a lion, elephant, peacock, tiger, and turtle. And behold, 3 aspects of the 4 blisses appear, making 12. So it's basically a practice of inner alchemy, and it's using the sexual force, which is the greatest force on the planet, really. I mean, think about it. We've been here for how long? 500 million years, more than that. So it's an unbroken chain, right? So that's just how powerful this is, if it's used to move up and not out, so to speak. The innate wisdom of inseparable nature is revealed, and whatever occurs rises as non-worldly great bliss. The secret initiation, mudra, nectar, pills. I'm not going to get too much into pills, but the Indians and others are known to create pills out of mercury using certain herbs and rituals and so forth to purify them. But I'm not going to get into all that. Chinese too. Half of 16 drops means 4 are given. Bliss spreads through the 4 chakras and 3 channels. But again, these pills can also be internal aspects of the alchemy that's going on. If the yogi is drunk with mindlessness and attachment, he misses the essence and falls into the realms of misery. That's the critical part, and that's why one should seek proper guidance before getting into these things, because it's really easy to fall into whoredom and to miss the point, really. But if he applies the yogic techniques well, undoubtedly he will achieve Buddhahood in this lifetime. Yoga of cultivating the view. In order to ignite the radiance of Mahamudra wisdom, keep the 3 doors unmoving and tie the 5 senses well. It's the whole idea of yoga, yoking, the 5 senses. See without seeing, look at the nature of the mind. Place the mind in its own place, unfabricated, without object. Not looking outside, realize the nature of the mind. From its basis, unfabricated, from the beginning spontaneous, place it in the great tradition of ordinary being. As it's said in Zen, haul water, carry wood. Without movement, it comes to see the immense sky and the unborn, undying Dharmakaya body, the adamantine body. However, many phenomena appear as outer objects. They are but one's own mind and have no other existence, no matter what distortions, concepts, and graspings at duality manifest. And behold, these things fade away of their own course. So again, when you look at the Book of the Dead and all the rest of it, that's pretty much what they talk about. That everything that you encounter are basically illusions, and it's important to always keep that in mind in order to break through the veil and move beyond the playground. So I'll leave it here, and we'll finish up with Naropa and move into the Yangtze River. I don't know exactly which alchemical texts I'm going to use yet, but I'll be looking into that as we wrap up Naropa and leave the Tibetan plateau. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva Om, Shiva Hum, Jai Ma, Jai Mahakal. Till next time.